Good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Henry County Chamber of Commerce Community Dialogue, hosted by the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. I am Judy McMurtry, Committee Chair for the DEI Committee. I have joining with us today Ms. Barbara Ingram from Henry County Chamber of Commerce, the Director of Marketing and Communication. And our special guest today is Dr. Earlene Crump, and she is the Executive Director of Family Services for Henry County Henry County Board of Education. And today we will present a presentation, but before we get started, I would like to thank our sponsor, Kaiser Permanente. Thank you so much for sponsoring the Community Dialogue series. So with that said, I'm just going to go over a quick bio of Dr. Earlene Crump. She's a remarkable individual with a rich, diverse background. Now, first and foremost, I do want to thank you for your service in the military, Dr. Crump. You enlisted in the Air Force at the age of 17 and served as telecommunication information specialist responsible for securing communication. During your time in the Air Force, you traveled around the world, gaining appreciation for all the important countries, which is awesome. And you had an undergrad study you began during that period, okay? And then you also transitioned out of the military into the corporate and education world. After leaving the military, you started working at Lockheed Advanced Aeronautical Systems Corporation as a secure communications expert in Burbank, California. And you had your bachelor's degree at California State. You decided to move from California to Florida because of earthquakes. I understand how that is. And you transitioned to Florida, and where you earned a master's degree in instrumental technology, two specialist degrees in curriculum and instructions, and a leadership and leadership, doctoral in curriculum and education as well. And then you were also many roles you played: teacher, technology specialist, assistant principal, director of discipline and safety. So currently, like I said, you are executive director of family services for Henry County School System. And you also a part of one of the founding members for Shaquille O'Neal Boys and Girls Club. So that's great with volunteering. And you wear many hats as being a child of God, a wife, mother, grandmother, sister, aunt, friend, and teacher. So with all of that said, I would like to get started with your beautiful presentation, because we want to hear everything about family services. If you would like to, are you ready to present your presentation?
Yes, ma'am, and thank you. Listening to that bio, I'm a little tired. But yes, I am certainly ready to share our presentation. And thank you so much for that introduction.
Yes.
And let's get started.
Yes.
In Henry County Schools, connectivity matters. We believe that if we are connected to our community partners, we can enhance opportunities, access, and outcomes for all of our children. We have core beliefs, and we truly believe that all students can learn and should be provided an equal opportunity to do so. We believe that family and community connectivity and involvement is critical. I'll say that again, is critical to student success. Let's head over to our core policies. There is a plan. We have a plan to advance opportunities, access, and outcomes for all of our students. What I like when I talk about opportunities, access, and outcomes for our students, I always talk about the fact that I can offer you a gifted class. But if you don't know how to prepare yourself to take that class, if you don't know that that class is available to you, you have the opportunity, but you don't have real access. And in our district, we believe that opportunities and access are deliberate because those outcomes will reflect that. So we put together some strong strategic actions, and we're going to just point to that community and stakeholder engagement. That is so important so that students and families and all employees feel welcomed and valued. And then we talked about our priority outcomes and how that actually manifests itself into student success. We are led by a dynamic Board of Education. Starting from left to right, we have our longest sitting board member, the lovely Dr. Pam Nutt. We have our vice chair, the wonderful Miss Annette Edwards. We have Holly Cobb. This is our last year with Miss Cobb, but we are certainly thankful and appreciative of all the time and effort she has dedicated to Henry County Schools, and she will be definitely missed. We have Miss Sophie Pope. She is our board chair, and she does a phenomenal job. And we have Mr. Mackenzie McDaniel, and we are so thankful for him as well. We are led by a phenomenal interim superintendent, Dr. Carl Noten. That's a fabulous photo of them all. That's our Board of Education, and they help provide the compass you saw earlier. One of the things we talked about is, and I have to take you backwards a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, the school that I'm actually standing in right now, was called Henry County Middle School. And it was a beacon of hope for so many students and families. But it had been here for a very, very long time. And the district decided that, you know what, we're going to repurpose this building. We're going to do this, but we're going to also build a new facility for our students. So we built a new school, and that school is doing a wonderful job for the students, but we had this building left here. And we decided, meaning when I say we, the community, our stakeholders, and our district, that we would repurpose this particular building to be a hub for our district. And it is now Henry County Learning and Support Center at Henry County Middle School. So we kept the last part of the name of the school, but we added the Henry County Learning and Support Center. Now, what's here at this center? If you haven't had a chance, we encourage you to come out and take a tour. We give tours constantly. We offer adult education. We offer family services support, student services support. We have counseling and advisement leads here. We have a telehealth facility here. We have school psychology, school social work, learning as our mental health and wellness facilitator leads. They are here. We do professional learning here every single day. And it's also open to the community to use our building if they complete a community use of facilities form, and that particular facility date time is available to our community, and other things are in place to ensure that the community can use the facility as well. We do a lot of registration and enrollment. When I say that, I mean that, because we have served thousands of families since this building opened. Language services, we have a team that's dedicated to language services. So when families come, regardless of the language that they speak, they can receive that support here. And we also have federal programs here in this building. That's our Title I parent engagement. So that's a whole lot that's here, right here at Henry County Learning and Support Center at Henry County Middle School. So when we decided and we talked through, when I say we, I want you to remember the word we means our community, our schools, our business leaders, everyone. We all got together and we decided that this was what would be best for our community. But we had to really realize that there are some things that we have to keep in mind when we talk about the needs of our students. You know, Maslow was real clear when he talked about our hierarchy of needs. And Bloom's was extremely clear when he talked about the taxonomy. When the two come together, meaning that understanding the hierarchy of needs, understanding the brief information associated with the taxonomy, I know that if I don't take care of this side of the spectrum, that's the physiological needs, safety, love, belonging, esteem, self-actualization, and there's a sixth one that he added some years ago. And then if I go back to the right side, I can remember, I can understand, I can apply knowledge, I can analyze, I can evaluate, and then I can create. Those two things work hand in hand. And we realize that if we put the right supports in place for families and students, we can see an actualization of these two wonderful dynamics, meeting and merging and becoming very real. So how do we do that? We have a strategic plan that consists of 5 complete strategic actions. We're only going to talk about a few today, but strategic action 3 is purposeful. It talks about creating a welcoming environment. It talks about making sure that when parents arrive in our district, they have what they need to be successful. To date, we have served 18,763 families in this facility. Do the math. Think about it. We opened during 21-22 school year. This is 23-24 school year. As of July 1st will be 24-25. 18,763 families came through the store. And that number that I just gave you was as of last week. It is probably now at about 19,000 families. Our services include general enrollment support. You know that Henry County some years ago, we went to what's called online enrollment, which means that families can do and complete their enrollment from a computer, from a phone. They can get that information done. They can do it here, they can do it from home, but we have a general enrollment support opportunity available for families. We complete school transfers, school choice, employee choice. Powers of attorney information is completed here. Now, we don't have attorneys that are actually doing the work, but we actually accept those documents. Probate matters, affidavits of residency, hospital homebound, international students, bilingual services, various district programs, and more. So breathe in, breathe out, because that's a lot. That's a lot of information right here at 166 Holly Smith Drive, Henry County's Learning and Support Center. But it doesn't stop there. When we talk about Strategic Action 3, we said, you know what, our community needs adult education. So we offer GED classes here, free. English as a second language classes, free. Workforce readiness, employment and social and soft skills training. All of that is done here at the Welcome Center with our partners. We wouldn't be able to do a lot of this work without our partners. And we are so thankful to Southern Crescent for their partnership with Henry County Schools, because they actually partnered with us at the very beginning. We have an early learning therapeutic support services that we provide for our students and families, not here in this location, but it's at another location that we are so proud of. We also have the Shaquille O'Neal Boys and Girls Club After School Enrichment. Now, let me tell you a little bit about that. When we literally began that conversation about the Boys and Girls Club, I was able to, with one of our board members, do some tours of some of the other facilities in the state of Georgia. And we liked them. We were like, oh, this is nice, this is nice, this is great, but we want the best, right? We want the best for our students. And we partnered with that old Shaquille O'Neal, that young man. I'm gonna give a quick shout out for him because he was approached, he said yes, and not only did he help us with the initial phases, but he continues to help us, which means that the students understand that this club was named after him, but it's not just a name. He actually works with our kids. He donates time as far as resources. We had a groundbreaking for a tennis court area that they were putting together for the kids. It's beautiful, by the way. And there was a competition to see if they could do these, complete the 3 shots, right? Three-point shots. So the kids were like, yeah, I can do this, I can do this. And Shaquille was like, yeah, I can do this, I can do this. You know who won, right? The kids. The kids won. They were phenomenal, and he gave them all those really nice MacBooks. It was amazing, and the kids felt, hey, this is someone who has been successful both academically as well as in his professional capacity, and he's giving back. So we really do thank that partnership, because we have the highest percentage per daily of students participating in this particular club than any other club in the Metro Atlanta area. Wow. So that is something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're so proud of that. We also have Connecting Henry. So since I gave Shaquille O'Neal such a huge shout out, Connecting Henry, we love Connecting Henry. They have been such a strong partner from day one. When it comes to soft skills training, if a person needs help going through the interview process, understanding what to wear, how to speak, things that they should and should not do, they have been providing these types of enhancements for our families for several years. And they do it quietly. They don't ask for any fanfare. They're just here, and they are very purposeful about making sure that our workforce, our community, is workforce ready. and they work with them and making sure they understand that employability skills are necessary so that students and families can benefit. How do they benefit, Dr. Crump? Great question. If my families are empowered and they have what they need, guess what? When the child comes home from school and I say, what did you do today? And they say, well, I didn't have anything yet. No, let's see. Let me help you with that homework. Let me do this. Let me do that. Because they are now connected to our district, because the district is connected to our community. That all makes great sense to me. And I hope it makes sense to you. But we don't stop there. We have other things going on, right? So when we talk about advancing opportunities for our families, think about our students. We have the best and the most phenomenal students in the world. We have over 43,000 students that are enrolled in our school district, and those kids are the best of the best. Here at our Learning and Support Center, the lead social worker is here, and she works really hard with the other social workers in the county. Counseling and advisement. Our lead counselor is right here in this building, and she does a phenomenal job working with the other counselors throughout the district. Our lead psychological services psychologist is here in this building. She also serves as our Section 504 leader in our building. Students in transition. That's another way we call our homeless students, our students who are in foster care. We have if you have a chance, and I'm going to say this again, come over and visit. I want you to see the room, the area we have for our students in transition. When you walk in there, you know what you're going to feel? You're going to feel loved. You're going to feel connected, because it's full of resources that have been donated by you, our community. So kids know that when they need something, this school system truly cares. Our mental health and wellness services. Now, we all know that COVID created a lot of things for families, and one of them was some disconnect as it related to mental health and wellness. Our district, dedicated and committed to our families, literally hired at each and every one of our schools a mental health and wellness facilitator. If you haven't started clapping, I need you to clap right now, because that's a huge investment. Because oftentimes we stop and we think about, when we were younger, things were easy for us, right? We went to school, we did what we were told, and we knew that if we didn't do what we were told, what was going to happen next, right? So it was real clear for us. Well, that same clarity is not as clear for our kids, not anymore. But this district is dedicated and committed to making sure that we can't do it all, but we care. You see that big symbol that says Henry Cares? We care. That is our whole philosophy when it comes to our students. Our student services team, led by Dr. Cressida Hawk, they do great work when it comes to our kids. And I'm just proud to be in a district that cares that much about our students and our employees. That telehealth strategic partnership. Think about this, right? I'm a parent. I'm over here at the Welcome Center. I complete my enrollment and I realize, gosh darn it, I forgot that I needed to get those immunizations done. And I forgot that my time is pretty much up. I look at this form and it says there's a telehealth area on the other side of the building. Dates and times? They can partner, they can go to the other side of the building during scheduled times, and they can get those immunizations.
Wow.
Now think about this, and I keep telling you to think about it because I'm a teacher, so I tell you to get think. Reflection is very, very important. Right. Think about this. That's a barrier out the way. I don't have to worry about A, B, C, and D. I know that if I am able to do my part as a parent, meaning I've got to get out there and make it happen, but this district, in partnership with Southside Medical Center, our Henry Cares platform, our telehealth pieces, all of that is very real and very approachable and very accessible. Opportunities, access, outcome. I can give you the opportunity, but if you don't have access, the outcomes will stay the same. Now, This is one area that, again, is led by Dr. Cressida Hawk, McKinney-Vento Services, a beautiful word for when we're dealing with our homeless students. We want to make sure that when school students enroll and families have found themselves really struggling when it comes to homelessness, it's not a situation that's going to be a banner of shame. No, everyone needs help now and then. And this district says, okay, you need help. These are the things that are available to you. And this is what the state has dictated how we will manage McKinney-Vento. Now, did you know that last year alone, we served over 1,400 students in transition, students experiencing homelessness? Yeah, think about that.
1,400, that's a lot.
1,400 students experiencing homelessness. And we provide supports listed on this side of the screen: immediate enrollment into schools, school supplies, free breakfast and lunch, transportation. I love Henry County, and I love the fact that we're so purposeful about that work. Tutoring, after school services, counseling, community resources available. Another piece that's extremely critical is that we are now really talking deliberately about partnerships as we partner for success, right? Volunteering and mentoring, donations of supplies and resources, financial contributions, community partnerships. We want you to be involved in our district, and we have that opportunity for you now. Strategic Action 3 also talks specifically about, we want to make sure that in every school, all of our schools have at least one, a faith-based partner, a business partner, and a civic organization partner at every school, right? Think about this. If I am a school principal and I realize that I'm doing my job, right? I have my core school community. We're doing everything we have to do. Everything is running well, but I'm partnered with this business partner. And I know that when I'm completing my student of the year or my student of the month, and I'm completing my teacher of the year, whatever I'm doing, I can pick up the phone, call my business partner, share with them the plan that we've already have in place, and really work hard with that business partner, or that faith-based partner, or that civic organizational partner. All of those partnerships, we're working on that now. And it's really amazing because we're talking about establishing true partnerships, true relationships. You can have a partnership through an MOU, which is a memorandum of understanding, or you can be a friend of Henry, meaning that it's not needed for a memorandum of understanding. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But when we're talking about establishing partnerships, we have a team that's been working really, really hard in ensuring that we have this piece in place as we're talking about connectivity. So we're talking about partners in ed, we're talking about volunteers, mentors, sponsors. Now, I love volunteering, but I have to also remember that there's a process in place. I can volunteer my time. I can volunteer at a school site, district site, and I can volunteer information to help out a staff member. Any type of volunteering, I can do that. Mentoring, peer mentoring, group mentoring, individual mentoring, and sponsorship. There can be a financial investment, materials and supplies, event donations. There are so many ways that fall right under the umbrella of partners in education. You see that? So you have your partners in education, and then you have the 3 pillars associated with that. We're going to call the volunteers, we're going to talk about the tiers of volunteering. So you have your tier 1. Those people who really just like to work on campus beautification projects. That's an example. They can work with donations and drop-offs or event preparations. Those are my tier 1. When you get over to tier 2 and tier 3, you're talking about volunteers that are required to complete some additional steps, which includes a background check. But those are examples of tier 2 and tier 3 volunteers. You will have a copy of this PowerPoint, so please know that this will be available to you. Background checks. it's important that we do our due diligence in making sure that we conduct the necessary background checks when it comes to volunteering and mentoring, because we want to make sure that the most appropriate people are working with our students and families. And that's not any problem with anyone. We're letting you know that as a form of safety, we are ensuring that background checks are needed for those level 2 and level 3 volunteers, because those people will work closely with our children.
Right.
Our mentors, we have 3 tiers of mentoring: your peer mentors, your group mentors, and your one-on-one mentors. Mentoring is so incredible and so important, and we have a team that's working deliberately each and every day on the mentoring piece. Sponsorship. 3 tiers to sponsors. If you want to sponsor a school, you want to sponsor the district, this is how you can sponsor. So you'll see that you have your tier 1, that's any dollar amount from 0 to $999.99. You have your tier 2, and you see how that follows. And then you have your tier 3. Those are your sponsors, the sponsors that are working with us with donations. And as you see at the very bottom, the trending information or the line through is MOUs are required for each of those tiers as far as sponsorship is concerned. What are the benefits of being a partner? The first benefit is doing the right thing and making sure that we're really out there helping our students and our families. So that's the first benefit, but let's talk about the other ones. So if you're district partnering, Georgia School Board Association Partnership Commendation, you'll have your name recognized by GSBA. Business name on district websites, you're recognized at the board meetings. And so all of that really good, that's a wonderful thing. And a lot of that will happen. Your school partners, when you partner with schools, your business name on your school website, as a HERE partner, you'll be recognized. Kids will write you thank you notes, just all of that wonderful stuff that you'll see as a school partner. And then friends of the school. That's for people who just want to work with those beautification projects and just really, you like us, you love us, but you just want to be a friend. So you'll see your name on social media recognition and other benefits, but that will all be negotiated with the school or the district, depending on what you'd like to do for our district. So what are the takeaways? All right. If we were really in a two-way dialogue, I would ask you, please tell me, what do you believe would be the first takeaway from this quick presentation? Because I know I've been talking a lot, but we believe that community involvement is critical to student success. And I'm not just saying it, I'm telling you that. I have been working with this community. I've been here in Henry County for 24 years. I was here when there were only 12 schools. I remember them building and building, and I remember when the land was clear and we didn't have all of these different wonderful stores and movie theaters and all of that. So I saw it all happening right before my eyes. The potential partners have technical assistance throughout this process, meaning that if you partner with us, we're going to assist you. We're going to make sure that when you're completing whatever you have to complete through your MOU process, or if you're a friend of the school, we're here to help. You also understand that three pillars of Henry Partners, 3 pillars of volunteering, mentoring, and sponsorship. That information was consistent from the very beginning, through your partnership, through your volunteering, through your mentoring, all of that. There are 3 prongs or 3 pillars associated with that. Those would be your takeaways as far as Earlene is concerned, but you may have some additional questions that I would love to hear from you. So if you have questions, now is the time. Here's a QR code. That QR code is a quick plug. If you'd like to volunteer, just scan that QR code using your phone, and it's going to ask you your name and some other information, and you're just going to fill it out and say, yes, sign me up. I love Henry County Schools because that's the best place to be. Why? Because you are purposeful about opportunities, access, and outcomes for students. That is it. That's all I have for you right now. Now it's time for you to give me as much information as you need so that I can help clear up any questions that you may have.
Okay, awesome. Wow, what a great presentation. So I am so, again, glad that you're here to share all the wonderful things that you have going on at Family Services for the Henry County school system. Now I have a couple questions. So, if a company or business, how they're moving in, because we are growing in Henry County, how do they learn about Henry County, Henry County Family Services for their school district? So that way they're better prepared to make decisions on where they want to live. Even before they make a decision to move here, how do you get the word out? How great Henry County school system is and family services?
Okay, that's a great question. We have been working as a district, we have been working closely with our municipalities as well as our chambers, more specifically. We make sure that we're getting that information out. We're having those kinds of talks. There was an opportunity for our interim superintendent to meet the community. Our chair, Carlotta Harrell, is a part of a lot of the discussions that she's had rather with our former superintendent, and I'm quite sure that communication will continue with our existing, once we receive our new superintendent, as well as opportunities that are available with, the superintendent has these direct teams that actually tour. They have had an opportunity to come and hopefully get the words back out again. And we're hoping that each one teach one. So it's very purposeful with the advisory councils that are here, the community outreach. We've even put information in the Welcome Center on the square. So we're trying to let people know. Now, to go back specifically to your question, how do we find out, do people find out? Information is power.
Yes.
If, all of us are probably a little bit over 25, but our younger generation, they're going to Google, they're going to use social media as their platform. They know what great schools look like, feel like, all of that. So social media is important to make sure that the correct information is shared out there. You may find that once you get a chance to get in and tour, you might find that some of the information that you may have heard or people may have said might not be 100% accurate. So it's really important to make sure that you do your own due diligence and come out and tour. I'm going to say the address again: 166 Holly Smith Drive,
Okay.
McDonough, Georgia 30253. Get the
Awesome.
word
So,
out.
all right. Now, when you mention tours, is there a time frame? Do they have to make an appointment? They could just drop by?
They drop by. I have two amazing administrative assistants, Ms. Vita Watson, Ms. Sunday Murch. They'll let us know that we have a community organization that would like to tour the facility. Of course, we'll speak with them, and we'll go ahead and do what's convenient for both, meaning that the Welcome Center is always accessible, but we also want them to see what we offer throughout the building. The adult education wing is right down the hall, and the Boys and Girls Club is on the other side. So yes, they can stop by. They can see either one of the administrative assistants, especially during the summer. Our summer months, we work. Kids are out having fun, frolicking, doing their thing. We're working, and we are happy and proud to work. So they can stop by this summer if they like. But yeah, we're here all the time.
Awesome.
Hey,
Now,
Judy,
yes, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, before you leave that particular topic, I wanted to ask another couple of questions, Dr. Crump, because actually I have many questions, but I'll just try to keep it to one or two. Just wanted to make sure that you're aware that the Chamber is very supportive of Henry County Schools. We have two programs that we initiate every year. The first one is called the Star Recognition Program, where we recognize every SAT leading scorer in each school once a year and take the leading score of all of the school system and support that person, that individual, and the teacher to go on to the regional and then to win the state level at the STAR program. And then we have coming up the Educator Launch Program, which the Chamber partners with the school system to support all incoming new teachers to the system. And our businesses in the Chamber, over 800 businesses, look forward to that every year to not just sponsor the STAR program, but to sponsor the educators. They provide bags filled with school supplies to help these new teachers get their start in Henry County and to welcome them properly into Henry County. But I wanted to say that all of the other programs that you mentioned, we want to make sure that our business community is aware that they can volunteer, that they can partner, that they can sponsor through this family services program, because you guys are doing a wonderful thing for the
Yes.
county. For all of the businesses that are thinking about moving here and all of the businesses that currently exist, we need to make sure that they are aware how you are preparing not just the students, but equipping the families to support the students and the schools. So I just wanted to thank you for this presentation and to make that connection with the chamber and the opportunities that exist there by them being aware, our businesses being aware of all that you do and how they can support you.
Thank you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that it's not family services alone. It is family and student support services led by a dynamic leader, Mr. Antonio Mattox, but it doesn't stop there. We have several divisions that really partner with us. It is a family affair, and I mean that. We work closely with transportation, with maintenance, with leadership services, with the the division of the chief of staff office, with legal compliance. We work with learning and performance. So it's a combined effort, right?
Right.
So one of the things that I've learned through Sunday school is that it's okay to get praise, and that's cool. But the bottom line is it's not about Earlene at all. It is about every leader in this district that really loves and cares for our children, and they're doing some heavy lifting as well. We're just holding up that armor and doing what we have to do for families directly, for students directly, and through our family and student support services division.
Well, the students are our future, period. Whether you
Yes.
have your own children or not, they support the businesses, the economy. You have to prepare them and make sure they're able to be successful as they come up. So it's about generation to generation. So
Yes, it
I
is.
totally understand that. So that's
Thank
why I
you.
was trying to tie in to see, like, do you work with the economic development? Because the only reason I'm saying that, because you have so many businesses that are coming in, and you have students that are graduating, you know, each year, of course. Some go off to college, some do not. Some work with Southern Crescent Technology College and do other jobs as well. But to support them, how closely do you actually work with like the economic development team? So that way you can get information to them so they can know, because that's one of the things, me as a parent, I wanted to make sure that it was a good school system, you know, and what does it offer, so that I can place my child in there.
So thank you. That was a fantastic question. I personally, I'm not working closely with the economic development team, but we certainly can explore that avenue to see if there are other divisions that are working closely with them. Because one of the things that our department will do is we take the list of any high school senior that did not cross the banner and receive their tassel and graduate, right? We send communications to them afterwards, and we offer them opportunities to, if they like, get their GED or to continue their education, figure out what those gaps were, how can we help? And we do that every year. We send out a mailer. Either we'll send it or it'll come directly from Southern Crescent. And we'll say, there are opportunities for you out here. How can we help? So,
Okay.
yeah, and so we do that. That's very purposeful through Dr. Deborah Delane. She is our adult education and extended learning director. And every year we have to get that information out because we want to figure out how to close those gaps. We also take a very close look at the census information. We explore how many graduates are in our district, in the whole Henry County as a whole. How many two-parent households, how many students who are speakers of other languages, all of that. We certainly crosswalk that information with the census. Even though it's lagging data, it is still very important for us to know exactly what trends are there as far as our families. We have a very high percentage of graduates in our district.
Okay.
If you didn't know that, I mean, what I'm saying is that there are families here, lots of families here who have either completed high school or they continued their education. So we are in a very good place in our district, but there are families who have not.
Right.
And those are the families we want to pull in and let them know, hey, it's okay. You didn't graduate, but guess what? It's not too late. You can be 87 years old and still come back to us and get your degree.
That's true.
You know, we have no problem helping them. And you'd be surprised if you were able to stop by our English as a second language classes. We offer those classes in the evenings for our non-English speakers, and it's any language, right? The class is full.
Do you offer those classes to support community members who may not have children in the school system?
Yes, ma'am.
You can come there. Your employers may send their employees there for that skills training, cross skills training, English as a second language, GED, etc.
Yes, please. We want to fill, we have a whole wing that's dedicated to that.
Okay.
And if we can get that out, and what I like to make sure people understand is I want them to remove the stigma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever tried to take the GED test, but that test is really pushing the skill set to make sure you fully understand those basics: English, math, social studies, reading, all
As
of
it
that.
should.
As it should.
Exactly.
So
As it should.
It is an accomplishment. So
Right.
we want employers to know workforce readiness is really something that if I can really continue to educate my workforce, they can propel themselves financially, as well as being able to cognitively really do better work for you. And it empowers them. Going back to the hierarchy of needs, both sides of the continuum, you look at that information and you understand that adult learners really do want this. They want to do better. But now they know if they can just share this information out, they know that all you need to do is contact Henry County Learning and Support Center, 770-957-3945, or contact Southern Crescent Technical College.
Exactly. I was going to say that you are partnering with chamber members. So we know, Judy, that we have on our board the Southern Crescent Technical College, the Henry County Economic Development Authority, all of Henry County school system, all of the major components, they are connected. Henry County government, Chair Carlotta Harrell, all sit on our board. They all communicate through not just the chamber, but other channels, and they have for quite some time. And I'm sure that is how that Southern Crescent Technical College connection and connecting Henry came about, because those connections are being made and continued throughout our community, because they're important to developing something as important and complex as the services that you provide. So those connections and relationships are already in place, and they continue to support and provide opportunities for family services to deliver all of the complexity that they do.
Yes, ma'am. I love the word opportunity. I love it. Thank you for saying that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Now we are getting near, Judy, to 15 minutes, short of 15 minutes left, and I have one question coming from our Zoom community. Jerry Hesselink, who is the executive director for Henry for Music, which is one of our nonprofits in the area that works directly with the school system and provides opportunities for youth to learn music, study, perform. He would like to know if there's a way to have Henry for Music website linked to parents through family services.
We would love to. Yes, ma'am. Tell him if, and I'm very familiar with that brilliant work. He's been doing that work for years. And we salute him. Our students and our families salute him for a job well done. But yes, that is definitely something that we can work with our communications team.
Okay, so reach out to the number you gave.
Yes, right. In fact, tell them just email me as a follow-up to this this meeting, and we'll
make sure that he gets that email address, Dr. Crump.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, they do a good work, and they are the nonprofit of the year for 2023, named by the chamber.
Awesome, awesome work.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
So Barbara, any questions on Facebook?
That's all I have right now, but we have a very good crowd on Facebook. I'm sure we're being supported by the Henry County school system this morning. Thank you very much. And thank you too, Dr. Crump. It's been very enlightening. And thank you, Judy, for Judy was in Leadership Henry, and I believe that's how she learned about family services, Dr.
No,
Crump.
they
Correct me if
actually
I'm wrong.
I'm gonna correct you because her and her beautiful team. Can you actually give a shout out to your wonderful
Oh
team?
my goodness, yes.
They were in a leadership class. Go ahead, Dr. Crump.
So
Oh, that's
we
right, your
have,
leadership class.
yeah, we have an amazing team. So we have Miss Candace Bethay, and Miss Candace Bethay is our Director of Family Services. We have Dr. Deborah Delane, and Dr. Deborah Delane is our Director of Adult Education and Extended Learning. But then we have those foot soldiers. We have Lauren Hale, she's a coordinator of Family Services. Cheryl Matthews, coordinator of Family Services. Conrad Blades, who serves as our lead language access facilitator. We have many others, but I wanted to kind of shout out to those leaders there because we all decided that we were going to take advantage of some of these wonderful classes that were offered at the chamber. I saw a title. I said, oh my God, our team could really learn a lot. So we all came and attended, and we're hooked, right? We love the work. We love the actual presentation, and the techniques that were taught by Judy were pretty phenomenal. In fact, I have a little folder that I refer back to with the exercise that she did. If you haven't had a chance to complete that exercise that she did, it helps you with your timeline of life to see exactly what your things that you've accomplished. Once you do that, right, you say, oh, I have done a lot. So that was good. That was good. So my team benefited from that. And I believe each one teach one so that they can actually continue to work with their direct reports, and we can actually build the capacity to make sure that
thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Judy has another class tomorrow. The Chamber, through our Business Resource Center, we are very focused on providing our businesses and individual leaders in the community, whether they're in Henry County School System, whatever industry you're in. We offer these high-level training, business development, leadership training at a very affordable opportunity. And we have one tomorrow. It's called How to Become an Influential Leader. Ooh. And it is being led by Judy as well. It's from 10 to 2. It's not too late to sign up for that class. We do have a small fee so that our limited space is utilized by those who buy into the program. But yes, there's one coming tomorrow, and we have an extended calendar that you can take advantage of at the Business Resource Center starting tomorrow. So just look on our website, henrycounty.com, for more information on how to become an influential leader, offered tomorrow. Hi, Judy.
And they're through John Maxwell Principle. So yeah, I love John Maxwell. So, but thank you, Dr. Crump. Anything else you would like to say?
Well, I'm one of those people, don't give me a microphone because I love to talk. So I'll just end on this note. Like I said earlier, I've been in this district for 24 years. And again, I remember when there were only 12 schools. We have over 50 plus schools and so many dynamic programs that we offer. Mm-hmm. I believe that if families and our community work together, truly work together, yes, purposefully, mm-hmm, we could take Henry County schools, and we're already on the map. We're the 8th largest district in the state of Georgia. Mm-hmm. We can take Henry County schools and propel it to the next level where our students will come back from years, and say, everything that I am and everything that I believe in and everything that I was taught, mm-hmm, I first learned it from my family, but then I went to school. Yes. Mm-hmm. And when I got to school, I was poured into by educators who understood that connectivity was valuable. And it was not just a saying, it was knowing your children, knowing their names, understanding who they are, understanding their backgrounds and all the things that the dynamics that they bring to the table. Mm-hmm. It is those are the things that we want to put and to place into a toolbox, but a real toolbox, so that kids can really be successful. Absolutely. And they can really use that same success, and each one can teach one. And Absolutely. They can do it for their children and their children's children. That's what this is all about. Educators do what we do, not because of all the wonderful money we make. We do what we do because we love this profession. And it is the only profession that produces every other profession.
Yeah, and I
We'll
love that.
continue to pour into our schools, and our
Yes.
schools will continue to pour back into our community. We are
Yes.
a microcosm of the community. So give back, and we will give back. We'll continue to play it forward. So again, don't give me a microphone because I love to talk. So I am the last one to give a microphone to.
No, it was excellent. I love having you here. I mean, I
It's
think,
been wonderful.
yes, what you and your team and, you know, the school system, and hats off to you. I'm in awe with you and what you do every day to really help the community, and because they're our future, the children. So I can't thank you enough, you know, and thank you so much for the information you provide. It needs to get out here. So that's why it was important to have you on, so we can see all the wonderful things that are happening in Henry County and the school district as well. And so we can have more partners come, more sponsors. We need more people to really invest in the children, whether you have children or not. That is our future.
That's
They
right.
are the ones who's gonna, you know, move forward when we're gone. They're the ones who's gonna take over. So we need to make sure they are prepared.
That's
Period.
right. That's
It's
right.
everybody's responsibility. Period. So you
That's
know, I'm gonna come and visit. You know, I'm coming up to the Welcome Center.
Please, 166 Holly.
Yes.
Okay, I
Oh,
won't
We
yeah.
start
got that. And we're
got
going to
it.
share that information with the rest of our chamber. And if it's okay, we'll share this presentation as well.
Please do. We want you to share it, get the information out, because again, our children are the future. So
They
Okay.
thank
definitely
you so much.
are.
I appreciate you guys.
And this will also be on YouTube streaming and Facebook as well on the Henry County Chamber of Commerce.
So we'll have a large playback audience coming.
Exactly.
And before we close, Judy, I want to thank Kaiser Permanente again for bringing this programming on a monthly basis. Every fourth Monday from 10 to 11, you'll see Judy, and typically Christy Tuning with Central Georgia EMC, our co-host, is with us. And we have a new message and a new opportunity every fourth Monday, 10 to 11, live on Facebook and via Zoom.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much. And you have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful week as well. Go Henry.
Thank you, Dr. Crump.
Go Henry. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.